We kick off our 2024 coverage with a doozy of a doubleheader in the Clear Fork Valley. First off, a key girls matchup non-conference. Corri Vermilya, the defending Division III Player of the Year, comes to Clear Fork to take on Annika Labaki and the Lady Colts of Clear Fork. Who's going to come out with this rivalry victory? We'll find out on your smartphone, TV, PC, tablet, any smart device you have, with pregame coming your way next.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
We welcome you inside the MWD Logistics pregame show for this kickoff to our 2024 coverage. A big game on the girls' side of hoops. 11-0, Loudonville. 9-2, Clear Fork here in the Valley. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, alongside the big man, the boss man, Brian Skoronsky. And boy, what a way to kick off the year.
Arguably the top 2 programs that we have here in North Central Ohio. Certainly you see Loudonville peaking early, 11-0 so far, and they have just been romping through the competition. Clear Fork as well. A couple of losses, you don't like how bad it came out for them. However, the 9 victories, pretty impressive. So these 2 teams, something to prove here this evening to tip off our doubleheader.
And let's get right into things and take a look at the team spotlight for the undefeated Loudonville Lady Birds. And I think every single win has been a running clock. This team has been so dynamic, scoring 75 points per game and not even giving up 30. How crazy of a stat is that? They're shooting 50% from 2, 30% from 3. They're good from the free throw line, and they're stealing the ball 25 times.
That's a stat that really jumps off the page to you, because turnovers are one thing, but if you're actually pilfering it from your opponent and you're taking it the other way, which Loudonville clearly is a bunch so far this season, that means easy buckets, a lot of bunnies around the basket. Tyler Bates told us preseason he was pretty excited about this team. I didn't know that he was going to be this excited.
Yeah, it's one of the most balanced Loudonville teams that we have seen in some time. And you had a chance to catch up with Coach Bates before the game, and this is what you two had to say.
I've got Tyler Bates, head coach of the undefeated Loudonville Lady Redbirds with me, and also a Michigan fan coming off of a big bowl victory last night. So, you know, undefeated all the way across the board. I imagine you got to be stepping into 2024 a little bit bullish, feeling confident this year.
I was good last night, a little nervous at times. Some of those trick plays weren't working and keeping us on the edge of our seat, but, you know, that's a resilient group they have, and that's been motivation to just keep working hard no matter what comes your way and try to just dig out those tough wins.
Well, for you girls, you haven't really needed any trick plays, 11-0, and maybe the most dominant team so far in terms of the diff in all of Division 4. What would you attribute most of that to?
Our girls worked their butts off this offseason. We knew coming in we would have an experienced team, but, you know, there are a lot of teams across the state that have experience. Are you going to continue to get better year after year? And I tell you what, from last May or so until now, I've seen these girls working as hard as a group of girls ever have for me. I mean, in the weight room, watching film, practicing hard. So I'm proud of them, and we know we've got some really tough tests coming starting tonight against a good Clear Fork team, and we're just going to keep using these tests to hopefully find things to improve on and get ready for the tournament.
Yeah, Lady Colts, another very experienced team, got a lot of kids back as well, and have actually beat you guys the last two times that you guys have matched up. What about their program or their style do you think has given you a little bit of problems?
You know, Scott's done an amazing job with them. I mean, he took over a program that he felt like could be a sleeping giant, and he's made him that sleeping giant. They play hard on D, and I know that's what he hangs his hat on. Fundamentally, they're so sound every game with what they want to do defensively as far as their game plan goes, and then if they get hot scoring the ball, they've got 5 girls on the floor usually at all times that can fill it up. So they present you with a lot of challenges with how they want to play full court for 4 quarters, and then how they make you guard all 5 girls.
All right, we'll find out if you're up for the challenge here tonight. Back up to you, Trav.
Thank you once again to head coach Tyler Bates for giving Brian a couple minutes to talk about such a great team that they have.
And a great beard coming in right now on Coach Bates. I mean, I don't know if he's not allowed to cut it until the winning streak's over. It might be a little bit more Grizzly Adams by the time it's all said and done.
Now let's take a look at our player spotlight for the Lady Birds. And it is the sister of one Corri Vermilya, Maya Vermilya, as a freshman, 11 games, averaging 16.1. Coach Bates did talk about her in the last couple of years, saying she could be just as good or maybe even a little bit better than Corri, and she's showing out so far. 16 points per game, almost 2.5 assists, and 4 steals per game.
And a dimension that's not shown there in terms of the numbers is how well she's shooting it from beyond the arc. Leads the team with 24 made trifectas. That's a new dimension that she brings to the team that they didn't have a lot of last year, and she's really been filling it up from downtown.
And now let's take a look at the keys to victory for those Lady Birds, Brian. My 2 keys, payback. Clear Fork's beaten this team twice in the last 2 seasons, a game that, you know, Tyler Bates really wants this one tonight, and avoid foul trouble. This is a team that'll get up in your face. If they can just do what they do, get those steals and not foul while doing so, I think they'll be fine.
Obviously, the payback is key, and then can you keep your star players on the floor the entire time? That's going to be a big key for Loudonville tonight.
Now let's take a look at the team spotlight for the home-standing Lady Colts of Clear Fork, still in Division 3 this year. They were district semifinalists, lost to the district runners-up in Upper Sandusky a year ago. 45 points per game, 38 only giving up. 45% from 2, 25 from 3, and a decent free throw percentage at 65. But like I said, they knocked off Loudonville the last 2 years. 52-46 at the Birdcage, 61-45 here at Clear Fork.
It's just a very balanced team. You look at the scoring, and there's not anybody that really jumps off the page, nobody in double figures, but they got a lot of girls that contribute. It's a very together squad, and Coach Scott Sellers is a guy that he's got this program heading in the right direction, taking big steps each and every year.
And you had a chance to talk to him before the game. Let's see what he had to say.
I have got Scott Sellers with me, the head coach of the Clear Fork Lady Colts, and you know, it's a new year, a little bit of a new fresh perspective, but you look back on 2023, 9-2. What did you like most about your girls and your group and what you're able to accomplish?
Well, you know, we've lost some good players over the last couple of years, and for us to continue to play hard, to come out and represent, we've really had good attendance this year at home. You know, for the most part, we played really hard. We played a really beefed up schedule to include Bellevue and Mansfield Senior. Obviously, in league we got Shelby and Pleasant. So we're really happy with where we're at this point in the season, being 9-2, and then to have quite possibly a historically good Loudonville team come in. I think it's good for area basketball. I think it's good for girls basketball, and I know that it's good for Clear Fork basketball.
Yeah, this is a heck of a matchup for you guys here tonight. 11-0, Loudonville checking in here, and they're a lot more than just Corri Vermilya. From what you've seen of them on tape, how do you go about trying to slow down some of the other pieces and not just key on, obviously, their Miss All-Ohio type of player?
Well, I mean, even with her, and I've said this to Tyler over the years, and I've said this to other people, is I think that the thing that impressed me most about her is just how hard she plays. You know, the scoring is what it is, and she rebounds, but, you know, when I watch her on film and she goes after offensive rebounds, and the type of caliber player she is, she's just special.
And we are underway. Thanks to Coach Sellers for talking with Brian before the game, but this is one I've been looking forward to for quite a while, Brian, and we'll see if it lives up to the hype.
I don't think there's any question that Clear Fork feels like they're an underdog, even though they're on their home surface here. A traveling violation by Mel Bluebaugh to kick things off. I was talking to her mom. She's a little bit under the weather. I guess we've kind of been bringing the plague when Mel's been around. She's been sick a little bit here lately when Norwich Report's been in the building. So not a great start here for Clear Fork. We'll see if the Birds can at least get an attempt from the field on their opening possession.
Opening possession for Loudonville. That is Sophia Spangler off the Jenna Williams. She's going to try a three off the side iron. There's Corri Vermilya with the putback. Won't go. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with the Lady Birds. And Vermilya already didn't get a touch of the ball, but she is already making that presence known underneath.
Yeah, I think it's really deceiving just how strong she is at about 5'10". She's got great handles, can shoot it, but she's just built like a brick house, man. Hard to knock her off her spot.
Williams is going to try another one and misses everything. That's going to go out of bounds, and Clear Fork will get a second possession here. Jenna Williams, she is a three-point threat, but instead, Corri Vermilya, I don't know what happened there on the inbounds by Clear Fork, but it got away, and Vermilya's there to eat it up and put it in for two.
Just so versatile, able to finish with either hand fluidly. And we're going to get a timeout. 59 seconds into the contest. Scott Sellers does not love what he's seeing from his charges out there so far here in the early going. And for Loudonville, doing what they like to do, getting on the offensive glass, and then just attacking.
Now let's take a look at our player spotlight for those Lady Colts. It is one Annika Labaki, and something really special today. If she can get 3 threes tonight, she'll be the all-time three-point champion here at Clear Fork High School. She's averaging 9.6 points per game, 2.2 steals, and she has 22 threes on this season. For a team that they have 5 scorers, averaging 6.5 points and more. That's balance.
And she shoots it pretty well from long range, just a shade over 30%. She likes to get her attempts, so we are expecting to see a piece of history here tonight.
Hopefully. Brinley Barnett kicks it over to Labaki. Closely guarded by Williams, gets it back out to Barnett. Just over a minute gone by here, opening quarter, 2-0 Loudonville. That pass, another steal for Vermilya. She's going to take it in easily for 2. And it's just something we've seen all season, Brian. She just gets into those passing lanes and gets the easy bucket.
Her IQ is just absolutely off the charts as Clear Fork looks a little bit frazzled out there. They throw it away again, and that's how the Lady Birds can really hurt you. When they start turning them 25 steals into easy cheapies the other way, you really put yourself in a deep hole. And so far, just 4-0 for the Colts. Loudonville, though, trying to add to it, but they turn it over.
Yeah, Spangler tried driving in there and just maybe got deflected, but went off of her last, out of bounds. That's the first turnover for Loudonville. And Clear Fork, once again, will try and get some offense going. Have not even attempted a shot yet. This is possession number 4.
A little bit better job of breaking the pressure that time with the pass. But you see, as soon as they put it on the floor, Barnett tried to split a double team, gives it right back.
Spangler over the Williams, fakes the three. And miscommunication, Maya Vermilya going to get called for the backcourt violation. So a bit of a sloppy start here. 7 combined turnovers here in the first 2 minutes.
Coming off of the New Year's break, of course, probably not a whole lot of gym time, spending time with family, staying up late, some extra video games, some cookies, all the holiday treats that come along with this time of year. So typically you'll see a little bit of a filling out process with the return to action here in 2024.
Well, also these two teams pride themselves in defense as well. So a little bit of both. But the cookies, I mean, you have to have the cookies over the Christmas break.
I had one too many sweets of many variety.
Barnett, top of the key. She'll try the drive, kicks over to Labaki for 3. Just off the back iron. Rebound, though, stays with Clear Fork.
Nice job by Kylie Belcher keeping this possession alive. Exactly what the Lady Colts need to keep their confidence rising.
Belcher can't get into that lane, kicks it back out to Labaki. 5 minutes left, opening quarter. Barnett now to Lillian Weichel. Handoff, kicked back out. 3 in the air. Bounces but doesn't go. Rebound to Loudonville.
Solid possession for the Lady Colts. They worked it around. They got 2 shot attempts that they like as Vermilya pulls up. Long range splash.
That's why you have to guard her so closely immediately as she crosses half court, because at any time she will stop, pop, and hit. 7-0 Loudonville. Weichel with the floater, in and out, no. Rebound back to Loudonville as they look to extend on this 7-0 lead.
And you can't tell by looking at the 0 right now on the scorebook for Clear Fork, but offensively things getting a little bit better. But hey, the view from downtown, pretty fine right now for Williams and company. Back-to-back triples. It's raining 3s here inside the corral.
Third time's a charm for Jenna. She pops her first 3. It's a 10-0 start, and Scott Sellers has to take his second time out of the game. What a start by these Loudonville Lady Birds. This is the third time I've seen them. This is probably the best team they played so far. And it's just like every other game. This is phenomenal play by them so far.
And it definitely felt like Clear Fork in the first couple of minutes, they were a little bit overwhelmed. They couldn't get into their offense. You got kids like Vermilya, who's Miss Ohio candidate already, splashing 3s. But offensively, Clear Fork has settled in a little bit. You got to get some shots to drop, though, because just because you're getting good looks doesn't mean that you're playing great offense. You still have to be able to capitalize. That's the problem right now for Sellers and company. Can they get themselves out of this hole? 10-0, but it's very early, less than 4 minutes in.
Well, you saw they were running at least the last 2 possessions. They had some good looks. They had some good sets going. At least they were getting into their offense. And that's a positive, but now you're down 10-0. You got to continue to do that, and you have to get stops on the other side.
If I may note, I think the short game here today, and not like on the golf shorts, I'm talking about like the actual jersey shorts. Loudonville's got the coolest, I think, that we see.
This is the first time I've seen these away jerseys. These are nice.
Slick. Clear Fork, too, it almost looks like they have pockets on the side, the way that they have
yeah.
the black and green. So I think 2 of the cooler shorts that I've seen in the area.
Shoe game, though, goes to the Lady Colts. All pink with the Nikes. I like that.
They're locked in,
Mel
baby.
Blue Ball with the spin. Can't get it, though. Rebound out to Loudonville. It was a good take, but just couldn't get it to finish.
Yeah, Maya right off of the rim, takes it end-to-end. Back irons, though, and a nice job for Loudonville. Or excuse me, for Weichel and company to hold Loudonville to 1 and done.
Using her height to the advantage. There's no such thing as over the back, but she's able to not make contact and get that rebound. Lady Colts still looking for that first bucket of the game, 4.5 minutes in. Mel Bluebaugh, big brother AJ Bluebaugh sitting right next to us down here. Fresh off of the Arizona Fall League, out of the major leagues. Labaki, 5-second call, and Tyler Bates with a big fist bump. 6th turnover against the Lady Colts.
I saw Tyler pregame getting him laced up tight on the sideline, anticipating that he was have to do a little bit of work himself out there. And you saw he had some nice spring to his game with the celebration.
And like I said in the pregame, he wants this game. Clear Fork's gotten the best of them the last 2 years. Not only is this for a game for that, but also for district seeding, for people around the state to notice one of the best defensive squads in the state getting beaten pretty handedly. And this is a Clear Fork squad. Their only 2 losses are the 2 teams that will probably meet in the district championship in Division II in Mansfield Senior and Shelby. Ball stripped
still
away.
here.
Deflected out. It will stay, though, with Clear Fork. Only the 3rd turnover on Loudonville. Addison Wolford has checked in for the Lady Birds. Belcher, she's going to take it in, puts it up, again in and out, and there is Vermilya with the board.
Fabulous move to get to the rack that time by Kylie.
Ball stripped, out of bounds, it'll stay. We take a look. Couple tugs on the arm, things like that. I guess Vermilya is getting the
Miles
star
Garrett
player,
treatment?
yeah, the star player treatment right now. The T.J. Watt, the Miles Garrett treatment. But nonetheless, they keep the ball, and she's going to try and make them pay for 3, just off the side iron, though. Out of bounds to Clear Fork. 2:27 left, still 10-0.
Yeah, she was from the deep end with that try right there. There's no bad shot for Corri Vermilya in the gym. You're never going to question that.
Belcher gets it back to Labaki as they try to move it around the perimeter to get inside. Gets a screen, deflected out. It'll stay with 2:10 left.
And defensively, Loudonville's pretty good as a unit. You're watching the cohesiveness, but it's Corri's ability to switch up top. And she's like Albert Einstein with her IQ of this game. She just understands it better, the geometry, than any other player that I've seen in the last 5 years.
Rejection, no, they're going to call our first foul of the night. That's going to go against Maya Vermilya. But yeah, I was telling you earlier that the kids like to say she's playing 3D chess. She's seeing all aspects when everybody else is playing checkers.
She's got a little Queen's Gambit going on when she's on the floor. Probably minus the green pills, though.
Belcher to the line. And misses the front end.
They'd sure like to pop the champagne here on the scoring column in 2024. Don't want to go too long sitting on that old goose egg.
Looking for point number 1 here with 2:01 remaining in the quarter, and they are on the board. 10-1.
Belcher averages about 6.5 per contest. As you mentioned, they've got quite a few girls kind of clumped all around that 6 to 9 range.
Vermilya, nice pass in to sister Corri, but we're going to get a jump ball. Possession will stay with Loudonville, however.
Ashton Wine sticking her nose in there, getting a nice tie up.
Williams checks back in. Fakes the 3, gets it inside. Spangler along the baseline. Deflected off a Clear Fork out of bounds, though inbound underneath.
And that looked awful close there to being out of bounds on Loudonville. So catching a break, another chance at it.
Spangler with the spin, and she's going to be called for the travel before the foul. 4th Loudonville turnover. So we take a look at the up-close and personal replay view brought to you by Mechanics Bank.
You just appreciate the rotation there. Lillian Weichel coming over, the tallest girl on the floor, making her size and her presence felt.
Lady Colts trying to break this 3-quarter court press.
Well, they better get it across.
Barely does.
9 count.
And all Belcher can do is just deflect it off of Maya Vermilya for an inbounds. Mel Bluebaugh going to check back in here. She'll replace Weichel. Also into the game is Ashton Wine for Clear Fork.
I think this is a big final 80 seconds here for Clear Fork.
Absolutely.
You can't fall any further behind here, but you can certainly help your confidence level a bunch if you get a bucket or 2.
Belcher over to Wine. 65 seconds left in the first. Yeah, you get a bucket, a stop, and a bucket, and you can even forget the 10-0 start.
That's what Joe Balog loves talking about. That 3-way pattern right there. Can you get a score, a stop, and a score? That's called momentum flowing in your favor. Big
Three
shot
in the
here
air for Barnett. Yes, and there's one. 10-4, and just like that, it's a two-possession game after what seemed like a perfect start for Loudonville. Spangler calls out the play. They have 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Gets it inside to Corri. Corri with the left hand off the glass. No, but gets her own board.
Fortunate to have that deflect right back to her. Corri with 3 offensive rebounds here in this first half already.
She's going to try an open three from the corner. Yep. And that, my friends, is a great answer. 10 points in this first quarter. Labaki with 5, double teamed. Deflected off and out of bounds, and they will inbound with 3.5, but you cannot leave Corri Vermilya that open. She'll make you pay. I know from last year losing in Pig in one shot. And they can't get the shot off, but the Lady Colts do get on the board. They trail by 9.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
What a start for that young lady right there. Corri Vermilya actually playing like a veteran woman out there. 10 points.
She's a senior. You can call her a veteran.
Yeah.
She's been around, 4-year starter, pal.
Not looking like a WNBA player. That's what I meant out there. A woman amongst ladies. Anyway, Travis Berardi back here with Brian Skoronsky. As Clear Fork, that ball deflected out of bounds, and who else? Corri Vermilya there. Nearly gets the steal.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier in the game. Just her ability to understand and read angles and know when to accelerate and try to jump it versus stay back. You almost never see her gamble, and it doesn't pay off. If she's going to put her chips on the table, typically she's raking that pot.
Again, playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. She's going to get called for the little hook there.
And I don't like that call at all.
Yeah,
the ball's
she
loose.
got position.
She didn't initiate the contact. That should have been a Corri Vermilya steal.
Only her first foul, though.
But you know what I love about her? Didn't frown.
Nope.
Didn't say anything to the official. Just gets back on defense.
Yep. She lets her coach do that, as you should.
and he's not afraid.
Hey, I like an animated coach. That means he cares. Weichel trying to work down the defense. Misses the shot. Deflected out of bounds. It'll go to Loudonville. So Clear Fork had some momentum, cut it to 10-4, but then a big defensive mistake at the end of the quarter, leaving Corri Vermilya open for the answer, and it's a 9-point game.
Lady Colts going to stick with that zone look, try to force Loudonville to beat them from long range. They've shown that they can do it. Most of their points are from downtown so far.
9 of their 13 to be exact. But they turn it over, their 5th turnover. Back come the Lady Colts. Barnett into the corner. That's Belcher, but she double dribbled. 7th turnover, and I was mentioning to you at the break, Clear Fork had those 6 turnovers in about the first 5 minutes. Calmed things down, but that's not a good start after getting the turnover on the other side.
Definitely playing better offensively. You gotta minimize some of those mistakes against a team like this, such a juggernaut. But hanging around here, single possession game.
Speaking of hanging around, we hope you hang around for our second game. Brian will be on the call of the boys' version of this rivalry. Is Vermilya a little too strong with that one, chucks it up and over after getting an offensive board.
And you seldom see Corri rushed offensively. It kind of felt like that with each of those 2 shots, but a whole herd of Colts around her had 3 defenders to deal with.
And we're talking a lot about Vermilya and company, but Clear Fork, a very good defensive team, and there's Corri again with the steal, puts it up and in.
Just a little fake to the corner. Corri able to finish off with both hands right that time, and another steal off of her deflection. In transition, big 3!
Oh, Williams again. Her 6th point. It's been the Vermilya and Williams show. The 2 seniors have all 18 points.
What a solid 1-2 punch they have along with the freshman.
Belcher for an answer, too strong.
Now the pace is really starting to pick up, and this big time favors Loudonville.
Maya short on it, gets her own rebound, won't go. Only the 3rd rebound for Clear Fork here this evening.
Clear Fork may want to get into a half-court set and just get a few passes, kind of chill things out.
Another 3 attempt. In and out, but a long rebound to Mel Blue Ball. She'll try for 3, and that as well, too strong.
Couple of decent looks right there. Lady Colts just not shooting it well to open up the contest so far through a quarter and a half.
And that's not what you can do against a good team like Loudonville. And as I was going to say before the Vermilya steal and bucket, Clear Fork is a very good defensive squad as well, allowing less than 40 points per game. That's why they're 9-2. This is a good squad. But as we've seen with Loudonville in the first 11 games, they're just, it doesn't matter who they play. They're steamrolling everybody. Maya for 3. Short, but an offensive board. Put back goes. Alicia Felix with her first points. The 5th offensive board for Loudonville.
When you start getting some of these complementary pieces contributing here on the road, that's when this team can be so dangerous, already up by 16.
Blue ball open underneath. She gets the answer. Mel's first points, 20-6.
Big bucket there, and for Clear Fork trailing now by 14. I'm going to be interested to see what they do defensively. So many great ball handlers for Loudonville. How do you go about trying to get yourself out of this hole, especially if they're knocking it down from long range like they have so far?
There's our player, spotlight player, the freshman with her first 3 points. She averages 16.
25th made 3 of the season for Maya. And that worked out for Kylie Belcher and company.
Able to weave her way through traffic. Gets it back to 23-8. Vermilya from Lexington misses that shot. Kind of looks back at coach for like, my bad.
Not a bad shot on the floor for Corri Vermilya. That's in transition, in rhythm. I think she's a much better player inside off of the drive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you gotta let your senior star kind of do what she wants offensively out there within the context of the offense.
And also, once she makes a couple of those, it forces the defense to play out further. That's when she can take that drive to the hoop, as we're going to get a foul on Vermilya, her second. 3:16 left in the half. Not danger zone yet for her, but if she does pick up a 3rd foul before the end of the quarter, you might see her taking a bit of a break. Belcher loses the handle. Spangler with it. Into the lane, puts it up, counted and 1. Spangler's first point. She's fouled by Annika Labaki. It's 25-8.
This team a whole lot more than just Corri. Talked to Scott Sellers about that before the game. Sophia and company been working hard. Coach Bates filled me in, said this is probably the most dedicated team that he's had from top to bottom, and it all starts with this senior class. Corri's the leader out there. She's the general, but there's a lot of other pieces that take their orders, and they know how to play their role.
Well, the big 3 of the seniors, Williams, who can hit the 3, and then Sophia Spangler, we're going to get a lane violation against Clear Fork, so she'll get another free throw. But Spangler injured most of the year last year, came back at the end, but wasn't 100%. Now we do get to see her at full capacity playing here throughout this season, and she has been a key piece of this dominant start for Loudonville. She hits the second chance on that back end of the and one, and it's 26-8 with 3 minutes left in the half.
Coach.
Blue ball going to get called. She's going to draw the foul by Wolford. And this is where coaching comes into play, too, because Scott Sellers was talking with the ref right before this, like, hey, you got to watch those hand checks, and immediately gets the call.
Loudonville's just very aggressive defensively, and when they've come up and they've applied some full court pressure, Clear Fork has not handled it very well so far.
And right there, a prime example. Here comes Corri. 1-on-2. Euros. Puts it up too strong, but an offensive board. Back out the Williams. She'll reset. There's Corri. Baseline, but she's just going to get bumped by Weichel. That'll be the second foul of the quarter against Clear Fork, the second of the game against them as well.
Just feels like Corri's a step ahead of everybody out there. Her finishing hasn't been great in the lane here tonight, but everything else leading up to getting into the paint, splashing those threes, playing defense.
Three in and out, but who else? Vermilya, offensive board against two offensive defenders, puts it in, and it's 28-8.
I mean, she pretty much mossed them right there.
Yeah. Blue ball, lost the handle, it's stolen away. 11th Clear Fork turnover. But nearly given back, but Vermilya's right there. Spangler with the spin into the lane with that scoop that she does, but just misses. Rebound out the Clear Fork.
It's a pretty take for Sophia there to get into the lane, just a little bit too hard off the square. But yet again, Lady Colts cannot handle the full court pressure or Vermilya in the lane.
Mid-range, actually it is a three for Addison Wolford. 6 Lady Birds into the scoring column. It's 31-8. And another turnover.
Clear Fork coming unraveled right now during this stretch.
And we'll get a foul against Brindley Barnett. So we take a look at the steal. But you're hearing the displeasure from head coach Scott Sellers. They've given up 9 offensive rebounds, 15 total rebounds and a half. Just, you can't do that against a player like Corri Vermilya. You have to get your body in there. You can't play volleyball with somebody like that.
There's such a level discrepancy in terms of the effort and energy that's given on the defensive end here. Loudonville, I mean, they're just locked in, man. No matter what position you're looking at on the floor, these girls, they're playing as a full collective unit. It's like an amoeba moving around out there. Clear Fork, they just cannot figure out how to solve this puzzle.
Leading scorer Annika Labaki off the board right now. Only 3 total field goals for Clear Fork as we hit 60 seconds left in the first half. Maya over the Spangler. And they're going to hold for the last shot after running the weave for about 15 seconds.
This is something they have some practice at. Great debate going on over the weekend that we had a chance to talk to TB about.
Hey, if you're not going to guard him, why not? Spangler instead is going to take it herself and score.
Because that's what can happen for you offensively. If you pull out the defensive player.
You lull him to sleep, yeah.
Easy buckets there for Loudonville.
Another 3 attempt. Again, too strong, but hey, there's an offensive board. Barnett in the lane. Gets stripped, and an offensive foul going to be called against Brindley Barnett.
Brindley had a lot of space after she went baseline drive there on the opposite block, just waited far too long to make a decision, and it cost her.
Maybe a bit too surprised there that she had such an open look. 6 seconds left. Spangler, 3 seconds, over to Maya at the buzzer. In and out, no good, and that's how the first half is going to end. Loudonville with a 20-4 second quarter lead, 33-8 at the break. We'll take a break. When we come back, the MWD Logistics halftime report right here, live and free on the OH Report.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Tonight's girls basketball contest brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors. Avita Home Health and Hospice, providing high-quality community health care and improving the quality of health and families throughout their lifespan. Spherion Mid-Ohio, let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so you can understand what you need and get it for you fast. MWD Logistics, need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. And Lacey Construction, experience you can trust, done right and on time. Thank you all for sponsoring this game so we can bring it to you live and free as we bring you back inside the MWD Logistics halftime report with your score at the break, 33-8 in favor of the 11-0 Lady Redbirds. As you take a look at the Mini Colts, one of the best halftime performances you see anywhere, not only in North Central Ohio, but I believe in the state of Ohio, Brian.
The feeder system, it's clearly here. These little minnows out here are making it happen. Love seeing what they bring in terms of the energy, the fandom. Probably half the building in here tonight checking out these mini Colts, putting on a display here at the break. You're absolutely right. It's one of the best halftime shows that you're going to get anywhere on planet Earth in a high school gym.
And not only does it, it allows them to show off their skills, but they do it in front of big crowds. It gets them ready for the big game atmospheres when they become varsity players, junior varsity players at this level. And also, that feeder system that Scott Sellers has, bringing Clear Fork's program from not a lot, only a few years ago, now to a district contender year in and year out. Ooh. And a little DRE playing as well. Let's take a look at the halftime stats, though. Brought to you again by MWD Logistics, and it's just crazy at these numbers. Loudonville just off the board with all these numbers. 7 twos made, nearly matched by threes. They have 6 threes. 15-6 rebounding margin. They forced 14 turnovers, 1-1 from the line. Only the big thing, one of our keys to the game was fouls. They've only fouled 4 times. Corri Vermilya only with 2, but every stat they have won in the first half.
They looked better in every phase of the game. We were really searching here at halftime for bright spots for Clear Fork, and they just seem offensively, with the ball handling problems that they've had, that this is going to be a tough uphill battle for them, especially if Loudonville continues to pressure and keep that foot on the gas defensively. Tyler Bates is a great coach that typically, for lack of a better term, will have a little bit of mercy. They'll start dropping back and playing some half-court man-to-man, but if they so choose to keep pressuring these guards of Clear Fork, it could be a very lopsided affair here. And for the Lady Colts, what kind of answers are you searching for? They got some clean looks when they were able to get into their half-court sets, but if you don't make them, it doesn't matter. That's kind of what we're dealing with here with them sitting on just 8 points.
Yeah, they had some open looks, but they just have been thrown off by this Loudonville defense. You want to get in some good sets early on. You're going to have to go on a run early in the second half if they want to get back into it. As we take a look at some individual scoring here in the first half, first for the Lady Birds, and who else? Corri Vermilya, 14 first half points, 6 by Jenna Williams on 2 threes, Sophia Spangler with 5, Maya Vermilya and Addison Wolford with 3, Alicia Felix with 2, and that's something else. The ability that multiple players can hit from beyond the arc just opens that game up for Loudonville.
They've got pieces and parts that are all contributing right now at both ends of the floor, so this is a squad that you can definitely see on track going to Dayton. They're that good, they're that talented, they play that cohesively. Can they stay locked in here in the second half, and I guess more specifically in this third quarter, and kind of rock the baby to bed early like they've done so far? All of their games have been 30-plus point margins. I don't think there's another team in the state that can say that.
No, and it's not like they're playing bad teams. They played Mount Gilead, who went to a district championship game, brought a lot back last year. They played a Lexington team, Division II, that has a chance of making a district this year. They played some very good opponents. Cardington, who's always in the tournament, making a run. They beat them live and free on Saturday. And this Clear Fork squad, it's 9-2, and their 2 losses are two really good teams in Division II,
sure,
and Shelby and Mansfield seniors. So this Loudonville squad, they're battle-tested, and we were just told before the game they're actually picking up a game against Colonel Crawford in Division III, who's going to be in another team to beat in this district for Clear Fork as well. As we take a look at Clear Fork scoring, not that much. Brindley Barnett, the only 3 for the Lady Colts. Kylie Belcher with 3 points, Mel Blueball with 2. Score by quarter, 13-4 Loudonville after 1, 20-4 in the second for your 33-8 score. As this has been the MWD Logistics halftime report. As always, and I get this from Coach Baylog, the first 2 minutes out of the break, the 2 minutes going into the break, the 2 minutes out of the break, the most important. Clear Fork needs to win this first 2 minutes if they want to have any type of shot at getting back in this.
Yeah, I want to see kids like Labaki and Belcher step up and be really vocal. Defensively, I haven't seen them really get after one another here. I'd like to see those two specifically kind of step up and show that they're ready for the challenge.
And Vermilya is going to get in, and she will go to the line for the first time tonight as she's able to work her way through. Look, Mel Blubaugh tried cutting her off at the last second, but used that arm swiping down. She's going to get called. Actually, they're going to get Labaki on the foul. So Vermilya will get 2 free throws. As you take a look at head coach Tyler Bates talking to Williams and her sister Maya. Vermilya hits on the first. She's at 15 points. 26 points per game for Corri Vermilya. That's down, but only because of such balance that this squad has. Offensive board put back. Even our misses turn into points. Felix with the board. 36-8.
16th bucket of the season for her. Yeah, everybody's getting involved.
And Vermilya with the steal. Into the lane, lays it easily up and in. 17 for her now. It's 38-8, and not the start we were just talking about for Clear Fork as she gets another steal. Counted and one.
6-0 run here for the Lady Birds. Make it 5. Trying to make it a 6-0 run here at the free throw line for Corri. And they want it. They want to step on the gas pedal and just put this thing away.
Now, if she makes this free throw, they're a bucket away from making this a running clock, but she misses. And this time, Clear Fork's able to get the rebound. Belcher into the lane, spins. Nice pass right side. Layup is in.
Gorgeous setup that time, waiting for it on the backside. Ashton Wine able to put it home. Good start.
40-10. Spangler against the three-quarter court press. Gets it over to Maya for a deep 3. Just like Big Sis, she can hit from anywhere beyond the arc.
No answer for awesome offense, as you saw right there in transition. No Lady Colt in the picture. She says, why not? I'll rise up from 25.
Barnett looking for the answer, and again, too strong. That's been the name of the game tonight for Clear Fork, just a little bit off shooting those threes. However, they get the offensive board. The putback, Brindley with a tough bucket.
Like seeing her aggressive offensively here. She's kind of held back a little bit in that first half. Barnett on the attack.
And just like that, in a minute 40 seconds, they've matched each quarter of 4 points. So something to build on right there. Vermilya, though, what a pass. No look in.
Felix
and
again.
Felix.
Second bucket here in this third quarter.
Nice job by Belcher to break the press into the lane. Puts it up and in.
And Kylie showing a little bit of flavor here offensively to start things off. First couple of minutes.
And
Colts
they get
forcing a turnover. So don't mind the score differential at this point. It feels like Clear Fork, just play your game, man. Go out here, have fun. It's the first one back after the break. This isn't going to make or break you.
No. No, this is not going to. I mean, I always say there's really not such thing as good losses, but losses to really good teams. And if you look at their resume, and I know you can't do that anymore because we're not using Martin RPI for some dumb reason to determine anything like that, as Williams is going to get called for the foul. But you just take those out of consideration. You beat anybody with a good record. It's going to help your resume here. But, hey, credit Clear Fork for playing some tough competition out of their district. Labaki saves that from being a turnover. Into the corner, Mel for 3. That time she's got it. Her first 3, she's got 5. It's 45-17, but the Lady Colts getting an offense going.
Pure looking jumper that time too from Mel Blubaugh. And look at this, going down to the floor, showing some grit as Coach Tyler Bates able to get a home and kitchen supply timeout. But Clear Fork offensively, 9 points so far in the quarter, Travis. They're at least competing better, I think, than they did in the first half.
This is what Coach Sellers wanted to see from his girls from the start. This is what we're used to seeing from Clear Fork right here. Playing good defense, forcing a couple turnovers, and then hitting some big shots down on the other end. And if they can keep it close, if they can win a couple the last 2 quarters here, it might not be enough for the win, but that's momentum. They could be the team that, I mean, honestly, you could say the smallest margin of victory for Loudonville was maybe Clear Fork. That's something that, now that you're down this much, let's see if we can try and make it decent. That girl, though, probably not going to try and make it that way.
That's just not in their DNA. I imagine during the holidays, I mean, if they're just playing a game of like marbles or Trouble at the House, she's just trying to squash everybody in the family. Doesn't matter, young, old, whoever. Step aside, Grandma. She's just that type of competitor.
And that's the whole family as well. Step back. Corri short. Rebound the Clear Fork. Quickly ahead to Labaki. Inside layup just off the mark, off of Loudonville, and an offensive board, but nobody home in the corner. It's a turnover.
Good minutes, though, for Ashton Wine here, getting the start, I believe, to start the second half, making a bit of an impact.
Under 5 to go, quarter 3. It's 45-17 Lady Birds. They're going for the home run ball. Spangler, bit of a push off, gets the bucket. Not enough to warrant an offensive foul, I don't think, because of the momentum. But that's a great home run play by Loudonville to get back up 30.
Yeah, good-looking throw. Looked like Michael Penix on the money.
Man, he was so good last night.
Referees allowing a lot of contact here in this third quarter. A few whistles, I think, that have been swallowed. And let them play, man. Let them battle it out on the floor.
Skip past Weichel. She'll try a 3. Yes!
This is more like it for Clear Fork. You've taken your shots, absorbed your lumps. You got to give a few back your own.
Second 3 of quarter number 3. It's down to 27. Spangler kicks it left side. Ball fake back out. Williams for 3. Short. Long rebound out to Weichel, but we'll get a jump ball. Possession, though, will go to the Lady Colts. Take a look at the replay, and that's a nice bucket there for Weichel. 12 points in the quarter already for Clear Fork. Already surpassed their first half total.
I think for them, almost the competition might be try to keep it below 30. No running clock here tonight, girls. Let's keep competing. Not a great-looking inbound, though, for blue ball, but Vermilya, both of them, I mean, they're just so good at the defensive end of anticipation.
And we're going to get a foul there on Weichel after the Euro step kind of threw her off, and Vermilya's going to go back to the line.
Yeah, Lily didn't love the call. She thought that she got a good, clean piece of the leather there, but I think it was with the body is where the referee called this. But not a lot there.
The angle from the referee might have made it look like she was going to cross the body, but I don't see much there. Nonetheless, Vermilya misses the first. Only 1 of 4 from the line.
So there is a chink in the armor.
In and out on the third. I don't know what Sellers did to the rims there, but it's working. She goes over 2.
Yeah, 80% free throw shooter on the season. Vermilya 1 for 4 tonight.
Blue ball. What a stroke there. Her second 3 of the half.
And I love seeing how much she's evolved as a competitor throughout her career. Getting back, taking on Vermilya one-on-one at the basket, and that's just an unbelievably ridiculous shot on the run.
Did you see the catch she made on that deep throw? It looked like one of those Washington wide receivers last night. Just dropped right into the bread basket. 3 on the other end won't go. Rebound to Loudonville. 49-23 Lady Birds. Spangler made a right at Albuquerque but couldn't finish. However, Vermilya's there with the offensive board, and 2 more free throws coming up for her.
Yeah, it was an interesting-looking Euro step. Almost looked like she lost her balance.
Just watch this. Yep.
Well, that's because she got 4 steps on that Euro. That's one way.
But with Sophia Spangler, just that she gets a little bit of separation, she has a scoop to her layup that she can bring it back up and around anybody with the block attempt, and that's what's made her so great this season. Vermilya breaks the streak of misses and gets the first free throw of the fall. Puts the lead back up to 27. Misses the back end, though. Belcher. Deflected away. Who else? Into the lane and into the bucket.
It's like she's reading what's going to happen on the floor before it becomes reality. It truly is remarkable to watch her play defense. Over 8 steals per game. I don't know that I've covered or seen another player that has that kind of average, and that's for the last 3 seasons she's been doing it.
Yeah, it just doesn't, this isn't a bad thing, but it just doesn't surprise me anymore what she's done.
And Corri Vermilya now sitting on 1,998 career points. Next bucket puts her in some really elite company.
First free throw goes. There's both free throws made. $29-point lead here.
Clear Fork's done a decent job of battling back, not allowing it to get above 30 at any point here within the frame. This is more of what I anticipated seeing from them.
Absolutely, yes.
The first half, they really looked like they just came out, kind of got their confidence squashed a little bit early, and it took some time for them to recover. They've come out of the halftime, so give Coach Sellers and his staff, a lot of cred for bringing a team out that looks like they're playing with more positive impact and just not shying away anymore.
Yeah. And that's Scott Sellers for you as well. He can motivate a team in the halftime break and completely change some momentum. Labaki for a 3. Yeah, there's one. She's now 2 away from the all-time three-point record at Clear Fork.
So we might see a couple pieces of history here tonight. Corri, of course, with their next bucket.
You got to think Coach Bates is going to set something up for her.
Do you even have to?
No.
Do you have to run any offense for number 2? Nice defensive play to keep it in bounds there. Barnett's an excellent athlete.
Quickly ahead, but back out as they'll reset with 1:20 left in the third. And we'll get a foul.
It's going to be the third here on Corri Vermilya.
Katrina Rogers was in for the Lady Colts. She'll get subbed back out for Weichel. Mel Bluebaugh back in as well.
I really am enjoying, Travis. I cannot help myself. When Clear Fork has the ball, I'm just watching the communication by Loudonville, and anytime there's a pass-off, these girls consistently, there's about 3 different players that are talking to each other at all times. That's great coaching and then buying into the system, and that's why they're an excellent spacing each time to try to jump in those passing lanes. But not
Number
there.
2 for Labaki. Back-to-back 3. She's 1 away. She has tied the record. And now we'll see if another record goes down here as Vermilya going one-on-one against Belcher. Stutters. She's going to take it to the hole, scoops it up, and there it is. 2,000 points for her career, Corri Vermilya.
And what a fitting way to make it. Double team comes, she lobs it up and over the top.
Annika Labaki, she scored. Correction, Corri Vermilya with that bucket scored her 2,000 point.
There she is. 2,000 career points for the Division III Player of the Year from last year. Got to think she's on her way to do it in D4 this year and have a chance at Miss Ohio basketball as well. She goes to her mom and gets a big hug. Got to love we were able to have it on the OH report as well for Miss Vermilya. We had when she broke the school record for points.
That's right.
In a career last season, and now 2,000, and you got to think she's going to go quite further up that number.
Yeah, I'd have to jump on OHSA website. I think there's maybe about 50 girls in the history of the state that have done what she's done. That's a pretty limited company.
26 points. You take a look at the Loudonville Lady Bird cheerleaders, and now Corri going back to her mom. But just a reminder, we're going to have game 2 of our doubleheader as well. The boys are going to go off against it. Brian and I will switch positions. He'll call the game. I'll give some color commentary. That coming up about 20, 25 minutes after the conclusion of this girls' game. But out of the timeout, 26 points for Corri thus far. Now we'll see, will Labaki hit a 3 and become the all-time 3-point leader at Clear Fork High School, a record set in 1999.
And the game's really changed, of course, evolving to allow girls like Annika an opportunity to, halfway through the season in her senior year, break a record and obviously lump quite a few more on top.
Blue ball turns it over.
I like what she did there, though. Drew 3 defenders. The active hands, though, for Loudonville so evident. As we get a leak out here for the Colts. No and one.
Belcher, though, will go to the line out of the steal.
Lady Redbird foul on 5, Madison Wolford. That's her second personal, 13 foul. 5, Dave Belcher for the line. Shooting 2.
High scoring quarter for both sides here.
Yeah, Clear Fork offensively, they've been solid all season long with the exception of those 2 games you talked about against Mansfield and Shelby. So I fully expected them to be at 45 plus here tonight, and they're starting to track in that direction.
And Clear Fork, barring a buzzer beater by Loudonville, is going to win the third quarter. It's a 23-21 quarter thus far, but we'll see if Loudonville gets one more in here in the final 3.7.
Wow.
And there's Vermilya
yes, they will.
to tie the quarter. Yes, at the buzzer. We've played 3 with Loudonville having this one well in hand. It's 56-31 as we head to the fourth.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Hit him with it, Ski.
It's money time here on the OH Report. Fourth quarter action. Someone's going to cash a big check here in 2024 for a victory. Looking like it's going to be the Lady Birds, but we like what the Colts are bringing to the table.
And a big foul on the rebound. Corri Vermilya goes down, but she is okay.
How ridiculous, Corri. I really think that she probably could have played wide receiver for the football team if she wanted to. Did you see that break to get open at the end of the third quarter?
That's why I said the way she caught an earlier pass like that, she's looking like Washington's receivers from Michael Penix Jr. Nice fake. Spangler can't get the reverse to go.
And that almost looked like a fake football handoff, too. Some play action there to allow Spangler to go baseline.
Well, we've seen the memorabilia at Tyler Bates' house on the OH Report podcast. He's a connoisseur, a lover of all sports, so he's just incorporating it in there. Corner 3, off the glass, no. Offensive board. Rebound kept with Clear Fork.
Barnett somehow kept her foot but lost the handle there, picked off.
Back come the Lady Birds. Deep 3, airballed. Weichel with the board.
They look ahead. Yeah, they've got Belcher waiting. Nobody around at half court.
And Vermilya, bit of a frustration foul there.
Be just the first, though, on Maya here tonight.
Just underway fourth quarter. 58-31 the score.
Very entertaining third quarter, though. Great action by Clear Fork, responding after getting it taken to them on their home surface in the first half. But I give them some credit, and they chuck it right out of bounds into the student section.
Full court pressure from Clear Fork, easily broken. Maya picks up the dribble, but gets it to her sister, Corri. Works inside. Oh, my goodness.
And she's had that dialed in since she was a freshman, though. Going to her right and then spinning back to her left. There's not a ton of girls playing at the Division III level that are ambidextrous, shooting at the basket. She's been one since she entered the high school ranks.
There's Labaki for the record. Just off the line. Rebound off. Great effort there by Mel Bluebaugh to keep possession alive for Clear Fork.
And I think you always got to be aware of the girl who throws it inbounds off these plays, but they don't run Annika off of any action, and Corri, of course, gets a piece, and another steal for her.
Quickly ahead to Spangler into the lane, puts it up and in.
Shifty move there by Sophia.
Makes it 62-31. Bluebaugh on the other end, another nothing but nylon shot, her third three of the second half. She's got 11. Home run ball back to Spangler, off the hand, out of bounds. It's a turnover.
Melody's been playing some sweet, sweet melodies from downtown, though.
And a little bit under the weather, too, turning the second half into like a Jordan flu game.
Maybe got some orange slices into the system.
Emergency out there at halftime, something like that.
Little combo. But Clear Fork definitely out here, and they are fighting in the second half.
Wolford and Felix at the bench. It's about the time when Coach Bates gets some of his starters out. That foul, great effort there by Ashton Wine, having herself a pretty decent second half here. We'll get 2 free throws.
It's going to be the fourth foul on Corri Vermilya, who typically, I mean, she goes the whole way until things are well out of hand, but still not a running clock. 28-point margin here. She'll stay on the floor.
Wine hits the first.
Back in for the Lady Colts, 34, Katrina Rogers, also 44, Rosie Stover. And for the Lady Redbirds is 5, Madison Wolford, and 42, Felix.
Rosie Stover, a name you heard a lot during the volleyball season, now in for Coach Seller's squad. Second free throw, it's a lane violation against Clear Fork. Bucket will not count. And she had it. She released. Ball was in the air before she took a step, but the referee said still a little too early. Vermilya, step back. Got it. 18 second half points. 20-32 in the game.
Above her season average of almost 28 per contest, and she's had the full bag of tricks displayed all evening.
Labaki trying to get herself open for that three. Doesn't. Gets it back, though, from Stover. And we'll get a reach in. That'll be on Jenna Williams, her second.
That's her second personal and third team foul.
4:35 left. 29-point lead for the Lady Birds.
See a lot of standing around offensively here for the Lady Colts outside of the on-ball action.
That'll be a jump ball, and it will stay with Clear Fork. I don't know if they're trying to get a set to open up Annika Labaki for the shot, but we're going to get a foul, actually. And that's Vermilya's fifth. They called it on Corri.
Yeah, a little bit surprising that they assessed that to Corri, so obviously she's going to have to check out as Spangler spells Corri. Milestone night for her, over 2,000 points, and I'm not sure that we tracked her individual stills, but she's close to double digits.
Oh, easily. And with rebounds, she's nearly averaging a triple-double as it is.
Yeah.
She's one of the first players I've heard in any basketball in high school to get a quadruple double earlier this year against Medina Buckeye.
Yeah, what a rarity. Like you said, at any level, even middle school, what have you, to fill it up that much across the entire gamut.
Blue ball with the right hand, short. Rebound to Loudonville, jump ball. And it'll be a jump ball instead of a foul. 4:06 left. Barnett has to dribble. Kicks it over to Belcher. Gets a screen from Stover, drives in.
And Williams is just locked on to Labaki right there like glue, and has been the last couple of possessions. I don't think they want her to make any history against them here tonight.
That's going to be against Felix, and it will send Labaki to the line for 2 free throws as we hit the bonus here in quarter 4.
Annika, the leading scorer for Clear Fork this season, 9.6 PPG. Knocked down a couple of trifectas and now hits her first free throw.
7 second-half points. Misses the second. Stover. Loudonville fans starting to get angry once again, but I don't know why. That's a good jump ball, and nonetheless, Loudonville's still going to get the ball.
Rosie Stover, though, she's had very few varsity minutes this season. You can tell she's just got one of those frames as a sophomore. If Sellers can start developing her a little bit down on the block, you know, certainly she figures to be a good defensive asset out on the floor.
Spangler thought about driving in. Now she'll pull it back out with 3:20 left. Count is started on Maya Vermilya, and she breaks it. Timeout, Tyler Bates with 3:11 left.
Scoring's cooled off a little bit here. You can see in the fourth quarter compared to the third, where we just had an explosion on both sides. I think almost 50 points there in that third quarter.
46, yeah.
And now Loudonville looking to ease their way into 12-0 on the season. And for Clear Fork, there are no good losses, as you mentioned, but the silver lining is just the way that they competed against this team that's ultra competitive, specifically in that third quarter. Can't be disappointed with the way that they've come out here in the second half after not delivering too many counter strikes in the first.
And the way Clear Fork can finish here, they're going to River Valley next. They're back in conference play. They want to keep their conference championship hopes alive. So the way they finish here might give them some momentum. If they can finish strong here, it gives them momentum going to River Valley here at the end of the week.
Something interesting also for Loudonville, the Mid-Buckeye Conference is basically checked out. They said after one round, you told me, the Mansfield Christians, like, we're good on that second matchup. And they're going to bring in some other more competitive teams like a Colonel Crawford who's sitting.
And that's nothing against these Mid-Buckeye teams. It's just, it's for the best for everybody because it gets you a game against a quality opponent against yourself, not a 60-point blowout like Loudonville has been doing to Mid-Buckeye Conference opponents. That's a tough shot, won't go. And out comes Loudonville with the board. So it's the best of both worlds when it comes to that. And just like even Mansfield Christian, a team that'll probably make a district, because that's stolen away by Belcher against Vermilya. Jump stops, puts it up and misses, but gets her own board. Looking to swing it out.
Yeah, tried to throw it actually off the defender, and it came right back into her palms.
Kicks it over to Labaki inside. Open layup is good. Barnett. But we'll get, instead of Mansfield Christian, a team that's probably going to make a district semifinal in Division 4. We'll see Loudonville playing Colonel Crawford, which I think will be a good test for both sides.
Yeah, that's a heck of a matchup. It just lets you know the level right now of talent and aggression that Loudonville has, that teams within their own league are saying you can pick up somebody else in the second half, give your team a better look in. you have to applaud Coach Tyler Bates for loving that challenge. You don't get a whole lot out of an 80-15 game, okay? But a team like Clear Fork coming on the road, getting to play competition like this was good for everybody here this evening.
And you think if Clear Fork plays like they did in that third quarter, this is a much closer game too, but just Loudonville right out of the gun throwing punches and getting a good lead. Spangler running time off as we've gone under 90 seconds left in this one. Vermilya, she's going to drive in. Doesn't get it to go. Will Labaki get the record?
I'd like to see her at least pull the trigger on one. Yeah, back up. Here we go.
Take to the hole. Won't go, but Barnett will go to the line.
Brittany Barnett has impressed me here in the second half with her aggression levels really rising. After looking timid out there in the first, couple of bad giveaways, dribbling into traffic, not full-heartedly. And she's come out and had a really solid, I think, last couple of quarters.
5 points in the second half for Brindley. She's at 8. As Felix checks out, finishes with 6 points. Second free throw, good.
And checking in for the Lady Colts is 35, Haley Thrush.
You get a freshman out there, Haley Thrush, going to close out these last 66 seconds. So freshman on freshman here. Maya, of course, not your typical 9th grader.
No.
A lot of hype surrounding her, and my daughter who played 8th grade basketball last year in the same league against Maya, I got to see firsthand, kid could ball.
So there will not be a running clock tonight. That's deflected, and it'll go out of bounds. Who's it going to? Clear Fork, so again, Labaki with a chance.
Here we go.
Oh, nope, this ref is going to, I thought he was going to overturn it. So Annika, maybe one more chance. Coach Bates coaching to the end as well. Didn't like the call.
Well, I think both coaches kind of jawing back and forth here a little bit. Oh, if you're Labaki, I think just pull the trigger. Let's see it.
Turn it over. Jump ball. It'll stay with Clear Fork. That's how selfless Annika Labaki is, though. She's the all-time assist leader in soccer. She's looking for the high percentage bucket there. Even though she had a chance of breaking a record tonight, she's looking for even the better shot. That's Annika Labaki. Had her on the cross. Gets it over, skip pass into the corner.
Yeah, it's almost like Annika's like, you know what, let's wait for a new game. Maybe get a win when I break this record.
Another jump ball, and now Loudonville will have a chance to run things out. Coach Bates yelling no shot. So 60, it's looking like 64-40 will be our final score.
And I see the fellows ready to march their way in for the second half of our doubleheader. More great action coming up on the OH Report.
And that'll do it. 12-0. Loudonville comes to the Colt Corral and gets some revenge on the last 2 seasons. They defeat the Lady Colts 64-40. We'll take a break. When we come back, Brian Skoronsky is going to talk to Miss 2000. Corri Vermilya in our MVP interview after the break.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions. at MWD Logistics.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Lacey Construction.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Welcome back inside the MWD Logistics post-game show. We're Loudonville 12-0. Knocks off Clear Fork 64-40 on the road. Travis Berardi back here. Brian Skoronsky awaiting our MVP. And let's take a look at the final stats real quick before we go into our MVP. It's just all Lady Birds, although Clear Fork a great three-point shooting second half. It was too little too late for the Lady Colts. They did score 31 points in that second half, but it was all Lady Redbirds. Stats brought to you by MWD Logistics. But now we are ready for our MVP.
We are back now with our Spherion Mid-Ohio player of the game, Corri Vermilya, joining us now after a 32-point performance. But you hit another milestone here tonight. The 2,000-point club, there's not a lot of kids that are in it. How special is that to you to be the newest member?
It's very special to me. I'm just grateful for everyone who's helped me get here. I know God puts many different plans in everyone's lives, so I'm glad that this is part of mine, and I'm grateful for the people He put in it to help me get here.
Here on the road against a team that checked in at 9-2, maybe the most formidable opponent that you've had all season, and you beat them pretty good again. What about this team has allowed you to be so dominant from start to finish all year?
Yeah, you know, this year we're really focusing on our defense, and I think it's the best that it's been since I've been in high school. So we're just really working on that, and then we know we're really skilled offensively. So if we can play defense and turn that into offense, we know we're going to be in a good place.
Yeah, I couldn't help but watch you guys and your communication on defense. It really seems like you're playing and flowing as one. Did that stem from the preseason, or have you kind of built that up to this point?
Yeah, so I would say that's been really building the whole summer. We've been together, all of us, and we've been working hard in the weight room, the track, the gym, just really building our communication and our chemistry on the court. So we've been working at it for a while, and I'm glad that you can see it right now.
All right, well, congratulations. Another big win, 12-0 so far, past the midway point. Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
I'm just going to shout out everyone for coming to this game. It's a pretty full gym, and it was a big game for us, so thank you to everyone who came in, who watched online. We're really grateful for you guys.
All right, Corri Vermilya, your MVP yet again.
Thank you, Brian. And Corey missed 2,000 points here at Clear Fork. But we got to wrap it up because we got game number 2 coming up in about 10 minutes. So your final score one more time here, 64-40. Loudonville moves to 12-0. Clear Fork drops to 9-3. Thanks to everybody that helped make things possible today. Brian Skoronsky, my color commentator, also all of our sponsors as well. But that'll do it for game 1. We'll see you in about 10 minutes for game number 2.